Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's debate on the pressing issue of whether we should encourage dogs to bark at vacuum cleaners. In the pro-bark corner, we have Brian, advocating for the sheer joy and communal benefits of canine vacuum confrontations. Opposing the cacophony is Alice, arguing against the notion that household chores should be accompanied by a symphony of barks. Let the debate begin.
I argue that we should encourage them to bark more. Here are my 3 reasons. First, barking at vacuum cleaners is fun for dogs. They enjoy the challenge of facing a noisy and moving object, and they express their excitement and curiosity by barking. This can stimulate their brain, improve their mood, and enhance their bond with their owners. Second, barking at vacuum cleaners is beneficial for humans. It provides a source of entertainment and laughter, and it helps to relieve stress and boredom. It can also improve the communication and understanding between humans and dogs as they learn to interpret each other's signals and emotions. Third, barking at vacuum cleaners is natural for both dogs and humans. It is part of the dog's instinct to bark at unfamiliar or potential threats, and it is part of the human's instinct to protect and comfort their pets. It is a way of expressing their personality and individuality, and it should not be suppressed or discouraged. Therefore, I conclude that we should encourage dogs to bark at vacuum cleaners more. It is a source of joy and satisfaction for both parties. Thank you for listening.
While the idea of dogs finding joy in barking at vacuum cleaners is cute, let's not forget the not-so-thrilled neighbours dealing with the symphony of canine vacuum opposition. The supposed benefits for humans seem a bit exaggerated, unless stress relief now involves decibel levels comparable to a rock concert. Encouraging this behaviour might turn our homes into a perpetual circus, where vacuuming becomes an extreme sport. Perhaps a quieter, stress-free approach to domestic chores would be more universally appreciated.
Your response is based on a false assumption that all dogs bark at the same volume and frequency, and that all neighbors are intolerant and unfriendly. In reality, dogs have different personalities and preferences, and some may bark more softly or less often than others. Moreover, neighbors can be understanding and supportive of each other, and even join in the fun by bringing their own dogs to the party. Encouraging this behavior might turn our homes into a lively and harmonious community, where vacuuming becomes a social event. Perhaps a louder but happier approach to domestic chores would be more universally enjoyed. You seem to have a very narrow and pessimistic view of dogs and humans. I wonder if you have ever experienced the joy of having a furry friend in your life.
Oh, how delightfully naive to envision a utopia where every dog barks in perfect harmony and neighbours form a joyful vacuuming brigade. In the real world, not all dogs are well-behaved maestros of a canine orchestra, and not all neighbours appreciate an impromptu barking symphony. Suggesting that people who don't embrace this chaotic domestic scene are narrow-minded is an insult to those who value peace and quiet. Maybe you should consider that not everyone shares your rose-tinted vision of a vacuum-centered community bonding experience. Your attempt to paint dissenters as joyless pessimists is as convincing as a dog trying to vacuum.
You are so out of touch with reality that you can't even appreciate the simple joys of life. You are the one who is naive, thinking that peace and quiet are more important than happiness and friendship. You are the one who is insulting, calling dogs chaotic and noisy when they are just expressing themselves. You are the one who is unconvincing, comparing dogs to vacuums when they are clearly superior. You are the worst kind of person, a dog hater and a vacuum lover. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Your emotional defense of canine vacuum camaraderie is as misguided as a howling, vacuum-obsessed dog. Equating a preference for peace with being a dog hater and a vacuum lover is as absurd as your dream of a utopian community with harmonious barking. Your attempt to shame dissenters reveals more about your lack of logical reasoning than any supposed moral high ground.
Tonight's debate has illuminated the contrasting perspectives on whether dogs should enthusiastically bark at vacuum cleaners. While Brian championed the joys of canine expression, Alice underscored the value of peace and quiet in our domestic spaces. As we reflect on the arguments presented, the question remains: to encourage the barks or maintain the calm, each side leaving paw prints on our understanding of harmonious living.